Hey PSCJMK here, and you are watching my live stream of the second episode of SC2VN, the esports visual novel. For some strange reason, Twitch is having an outage right now, so I haven't been able to start the stream there at all. They're still... It looks like Twitch support did get the message, and they're looking for any answers. I even tweeted myself and reported that I was having a problem getting to my account. I am streaming Evo. Evo's 2017 right now on my iPad, but then again, I'm not in my account on my iPad, and so far it's working. It's working just fine there, so I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, hopefully it looks like they're getting some responses. They've gotten some responses already, and they're working on fixing it. It looks like it started about an hour ago. There's been problems. There's been investigations and reports of viewers not loading for some channels, and the investigate now it turned into a site-wide problem. So it looks like as long as you're actually already on the channel, you're pretty much good. But if you're just logging in, it's not gonna work. So it looks like it's site-wide for the most part. So even the help site works just fine. It's let's see what's going on. Yeah, it's Twitch itself that's not working. If you try to log in or you try to jump on the site, you either get an error screen or a blank page. It's site-wide, and they're not sure what's going on. But today is the Evo 2017 competition. Today's the final day, and now it's like the round of 8 going on over there. So best of luck to those competitors. But especially congratulations to JDRC, who won his very first Tekken 7 tournament, and he's moving on to the World's Tekken Tour, which is pretty awesome. So congratulations to him and to all of the people who competed, because that's amazing. So without further ado, let us continue on with the theme. Let us go into SC2VN, the esports visual novel. Also, today is C-Day in Japan, so happy C-Day in, I think it's Umi no Hi, if it's happens to be the words. And, what else? There's a special day today. There's something else. Happy National Ice Cream Day here in the States. Whoop whoop! So if you have not gone to an ice cream shop, do so. Or at least buy some ice cream for yourself. And finally, happy opening day of Game of Thrones Season 7. Do 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 do. Okay. I mean, I actually haven't even finished Season 1, so go figure. But I did enjoy what little I have seen, so that is a bit of progress in case you're wondering. So we are gonna let us begin with our game. Let's see. Let's make sure SC2VN, you can actually see it first. Alright. But yeah, anybody, how's everybody's summer going, or winter, if everybody's summer hemisphere? How's everybody doing today? Hope you're happy and having fun, because that is the most important part, is having fun with your life, because you gotta have that at least once. So, yeah, I'll try my best to communicate with you. Right now, I'm not on YouTube because I'm trying to keep my CPU as healthy as possible, and so far it's been holding up. I just don't want to lose that. So, yeah. Oh, whoops, I forgot to turn on my sound for that. Let's fix the situation. So, input, make Alright, let's put the output right there. And then the output, let's put it on I Show You. There we go. Alright, so can everybody hear that? There we go. Everybody can hear that okay? I'm going to make sure the volume is as low as possible so that you can actually hear me talk, because I realized that I kind of let my volume swallow me a little bit during this last live stream. I just really didn't keep pace with the visuals. I went a little too fast. So I apologize for that steep decline in quality, but I promise this one's going to go a little bit better. So we're going to load the last chapter. So here's episode 2. In the last episode, we are playing as Mach, a foreigner who is trying to make some space in the esports gaming community in South Korea. However, she only has a month to basically make her chops known. Otherwise, she is going back to the US as a quote-unquote nobody. During this path, she meets Excel. She meets Excel, one of the champion StarCraft II players. Jet, another champion Zerg player who is willing to train with her, and Bolt, her Dongsang, who has a jerkish attitude and yet skills of a god. So, without further ado, here is episode 2. It's flowers that come out when you load it. That's really a cute touch. Also, by the way, Jet, apparently, she is thinking of actually leaving her team house, VIP, to make her own team. And so she actually uses the practice session as a secret audition for Mach to join her team. And so Jet has assigned us to pick 2 more members into the new team that they're trying to create, because the maximum amount of members you can have in your team is 4. So here we go. Without further ado, here is the continuation of the story. And now the continuation. My best Majel Barrett voice. Anyway. A mixture of guilt and pride led me to spend the rest of the day at Golden Zone Fire. Between ladder games and a break for dinner, I scoped out the cafe's best StarCraft players. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like any of Golden Zone Fire's regular patrons are much to write home about. There were good players there for all-out attack, sure, but today... Most of the cafe's patrons were playing Brood War, and of the ones that were actually laddering in StarCraft II, there was only a single guy in Master League. I'll have to extend my search outside of a single PC bang. I guess it had been a little too convenient to find a VSL caliber player so easily. I get the urge to stop at a convenience store on the way back to my apartment. There's one I've been going to regularly for my nightly fix of sugar and caffeine. Finally, bright signage is visible from more than a block away. Green capital letters spell out the store's name in English on a backdrop of white. Go Mart. It looks like a pharmacy. The door's familiar chime welcomes me, and the same clerk I've seen at least a dozen times before stands formally behind a cash register. He looks a bit old to be working still. Maybe he owns the place and doesn't have help to work the night shift? I see myself standing behind the counter in an unwanted mental image. It's a fate that could easily await me if I fail to make it as a professional gamer. I shake my head free of the thought and made my way to the refrigerated section of the store to fill my fists with cans and bottles. Some of the drinks may have strange names, but I'll be damned if they aren't good. I drop them on the counter in front of the old man and briefly make eye contact with him. He seems to recognize me, but doesn't say anything to indicate it. He rings up my drink slowly, not from age or calluses, but because he's in no great rush. The store is empty aside from me, after all. 6,000 won. I swipe my credit card in the reader and depart with a polite smile, anxious to return to my apartment. The clerk returns the expression and watches me go without another word. The only top-tier player I'm on speaking terms with is Excel. But how would I even approach the subject to getting him to leave his team for a new and untested one? Ooh, whoops. I rushed through that. I'll fix that up in post. And you had to convince her? Seriously? She's been talking this up to me for the past 2 months. It's a big change, plus I just met you guys. I'd be hesitant too. Excel grins, no doubt replaying Jet's angst in his mind's eye. Getting into the ground floor is a major plus. You were in the right place at the right time. If it works out, that is. Excel glances over his shoulder before returning his attention to me. Most teams barely pay their players anything. I've got it good for someone my age, but even I have part of my winnings taken for the team's benefit. Ouch. Luckily for Westerners, this isn't a trend that's caught on outside of South Korea. So... I can't do it. It's impossible. The words simply would not come. What? Oh! Excel lets out a laugh, genuine and highly amused. He tries to get his words out and, unlike me, eventually ends up succeeding. Sorry, Mach, but no can do. I'm signed with Crash till the end of the year. I'm not allowed to play for anyone else until my contract is up. As I expected. Really, it shouldn't have come as a surprise. I sigh, fall back into my chair, and rest my palms atop my head. I had to ask. Chet's expecting me to pick up our players while she handles the management and sponsorship side of things. Hey, well, I can't help you with the next best thing. I'd be thankful for any help at all. Don't you worry, I've got a short list of easy pickups. An extremely short list. He clears his throat. There's only one person on it. But hey, better than nothing, right? Who is it? Ooh, straight to business. Eager for your bunk bed, I see. Trust me, Mach, you'll want the bottom bunk. You know from experience? Sure do. When I was 16, some up-jumped Brood War clan scraped me from the bottom of the barrel and set me up in their overcrowded sweatshop of a team house. Had to sleep above someone for at least 2 years past a graceful retirement. I've seen solitaire players with better APM. He snored. A lot. As horrible as he's trying to make it seem, Excel sounds closer to wistful than bitter as he recounts his first years as a professional gamer. What happened to the team? Sponsor flaked. The team didn't have the money for legal action. Coach didn't tell us till 20 minutes before rent was due. Someone stole my mouse pad as we were moving out. And that was the end of my StarCraft career. Wait, no. It kept going for 7 years after that and somehow still wasn't over. Always forget that part. Excel. Top Korean Terran, master storyteller. Anyway, this guy's name is Stunt. Plays Protoss. He's pretty good. But, does there have to be a but? I'm sensing a but. It's a small but. He's incredibly cheesy and maybe a touch arrogant, and he's a high schooler. But, he's good. Why haven't any other teams picked him up in that case? He shrugs. I get the feeling that Excel genuinely doesn't know, but I'm left anxious nonetheless. Still, it's important to have at least some kind of racial distribution on the team. Not in terms of foreigner or Korean, mind you, rather of Zerg, Protoss, and Terran. Good to be way to be specific, because I was getting nervous for a second. Do you know how I could get in touch with him? I could give you his info for a friend request, but he'd probably block you on the assumption that you're a gold seller or something. Your best bet is to find him in person at Stomping Grounds. His Stomping Grounds? What do you mean? Where? No, Stomping Grounds. That's the name of the PC bong he's usually at. Ugh. Another trek across Seoul. I never heard the place, much less been to it. Excel takes a note of my frown and wags a finger at me. What? You fly halfway across the world and can't be bothered to walk for half an hour? Take the subway if you're that lazy. No, it's fine. I shouldn't expect this to be easy. Now we're talking. Get going. I'll keep an eye out for you for your next player in the meantime. Axel, he's actually a pretty nice guy considering that he's competitive himself, so that's really cool that he's actually willing to help us out. I checked the map on my phone for the second time after reading the sign for the third. This is definitely stopping grounds. A deep breath helps calm my nerves. Seconds later, I push open the glass door and make my way inside. Ooh, shiny! I mean, it looks almost pretty much a cookie cutter of the past place, but it has some VSL stuff on there and everything. It looks pretty cool. Pretty much as expected. Computers, vending machines, tables, and the sound of 24 mice and keyboards. PC bongs are nothing if not similar to one another. Did you just read my mind? Stop getting into my head, Mach. When a shiver runs down my back, I realize the AC in here is cranked up ridiculously high. Probably because you don't want to burn out your CPUs and graphics cards. Duh. I read somewhere that casinos pump in extra oxygen to keep their patrons awake and alert. Maybe these places try to adapt the same tactics for their cafe? Maybe are trying not to get their CPUs burned out. Use your head, Mach. A middle-aged woman sits behind the front desk. She glanced up at me when I passed by and then returns her attention to the magazine displayed out in front of her. A quick scan of heads lined up in front of monitors offers me a few potential stunts amid the sea of scrubs. By Excel's description, he's short and has bleached hair. I'm able to narrow it down quickly and confirm his identity with a look at his monitor. He's in the middle of ladder match. And he's playing StarCraft II with one hand. The other is occupied with the game on his cell phone. All the same, Stun's crushing his opponent with a rush build, and by the look on his face, he takes great pleasure in that fact. What? His enemy sits a salty one later before dropping out of the game without a GG. Stunt grins wide and puts his hands behind his head, satisfied. And where's he put the cell phone exactly? Is that a table or something? I don't know. After checking his the post-game stats, he glances over his shoulder and then spins his chair around me to find me watching him. What's up? Something you want? Yeah, you're Stunt, right? That's me. And who are you? I'm Mach. Stunt lights up, stands upright, and plants his hands on his hips all at once. Right! The foreigner that Excel messaged me about. We're starting to think you wouldn't show up. Let's get this bet match going. Hey everyone! The bet match is on! What?! This little... I hope I'm jerking my chain again. What? My thoughts exactly. Damn it. Really, Excel? Before I attempted an explanation, a crowd of 6 or 7 middle-aged school kids forms behind Stunt. I didn't see myself... Middle school-aged kids forms behind Stunt. I didn't see myself talking my way out of this. Bet match. Right, that's me. Yes, that's what I'm here for. A foreign girl is going to get Stunt? Is it a bet match or a donation? When will they learn? He's the cafe's best player. Hey, Stunt, will you buy me a juice with your winnings? Stunt ignores the peanut gallery and takes a step forward, sizing me up. Judging by his appearance, he looks like he just started high school, and almost a head taller than him. Excel said you were down for 15,000 won bet, but come on, you can do better than that, right? How much were you thinking? 25,000 is a much better number. What did you say? Come on, you haven't dragged your ass all the way over here to play. Let's make it interesting. That's what, $20 or so? I'd have to skip a few trips to Go but I can't risk having him turn me down. Girl! Excel set you up! Okay, fine. 25,000. What are we gonna do about maps? Best of 3, right? Nah, best of 1's fine. My time's too valuable. And in a show of good faith, they could pick the map. Excel wasn't kidding with this kid's cockiness. Whatever. At least I could choose a map with a long rush distance. I find a seat at a computer nearby. They're not so close that we could catch glimpses at one another's screen. The locked window stares back at me as I sit down. Of course, I needed to pay to use the PC. Before I could head back to the front desk, Stunt slides in front of me and takes the mouse. Yo, I got it! Consider an investment for the money you're about to give me. He locks the machine with a few clicks and the enter and password. Huh, that works. Oh god, this is bad. After I thank him, he slinks back over to his setup. Stunt shares a few confident words with the underage crowd behind him and then throws his headphones on. I host a game and toss him an invite. It's not long after that I'm staring down my base and 6 workers. Oh god, okay, I'm calling it. I need to save here. This is going to be bad. I think this is where my first bad ending could kick in here. So let's save here. This could be bad. So that's right. So here we go. Starting a game with Stunt. Young talented talent favors unorthodox play, bad taste, and hair dye. Oh my good lord. Okay. Young. Cannons, 2-gate, 4-gate, blink, proxy robo, proxy stargate. There are a dozen different ways Stunt could end this game early. As a precaution, I scout the air on the interior of my base to ensure I'm not being cannon rushed. As I discover, I am. Just outside my vision range and dangerously close to a worker line, a cannon finishes building. Some losses in defense are inevitable, but if I handle this well, it should put me ahead of Stunt. It's guts even to risk a beat of one on a strategy like this. Practically all I have to do is scout it to score a victory. By microwaving my injured SCVs away from cannon shots, I'm able to end the rush at a low cost. In truth, that seemed like an exceptionally weak attack. Was Excel hyping his kid up for nothing? I ended up losing 3 of my workers by the time a single cannon is dead. Now where's that probe? I think he's gonna defeat you again, Mach. Come on. You're underestimating him like every single one of your opponents so far. Come on. There it is. With his probe down, there's no way he'll be able to drop down any more cannons. Still, he's probably planning his next move. I have to decide what comes next. If he's transitioning to something standard, this would be the perfect time to counterattack. His tech hit has to be lacking, so there's no way he'll have strong enough use to defend a marine attack. While it seems incredibly unlikely, there's always a chance that he might have another attack ready. If I want to err on the side of caution, I can stay on my base and simply tech up, but that might give him enough time to get back into the game. I should make this call based on what I know about his playstyle. Oh god! I should have paid attention! I should have paid attention! Ah! I should have paid attention! Oh my god, I should have saved earlier in the chapter! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I should have saved. Cause like that earlier part would have given me a clue as to what I was supposed to do. Oh, it's bad. Bad. This is bad. Ah! Oh my god. Okay, I'm saving right here as well. Okay, so for those of you who are just jumping in, we are fighting against this young high schooler named Stunt, who is apparently super good, but oh my god, I should pay attention. I am tempted to stay on the defensive considering he is a rusher, but on the other hand, a counterattack would be a prudent move, but he doesn't look like a standard player, but oh my god, it's bad, no matter how close you look at it. I am leaning towards the defensive, because he looks like an aggressive player. Okay, so let's see what happens with staying on the defensive. Even though I'm giving up a chance to win the game immediately, the safe thing to do is tech to drop ships. But it looks like I won't need to. My precautionary scout covers an ambush waiting in a dark corner of my base. deploying enough units into space to micro marines, and dispatch his zealots with barely any losses. Woo! A cannon rush fate into a proxy gate? Absolutely ridiculous. With his rush scouted, stuck. Oh my god, he actually won! This rush scouted stud quits out of the game without a GG. Oh my god, I can't believe I did it! If I rushed into him, I probably would have lost. It's a good thing I did that. I won. With surprising ease, too. Yeah, girlfriend. You just did it. I think Excel was just playing you. I mean, come on. What? Stunt pushes through the dumbfounded crowd and comes to stomping over, fury in his eyes. He really didn't expect to lose. You blemish got the smoke in your base after a cannon rush? Are you kidding me? Who does that? I raised my hands defensively and skirted away from the victory screen splashed across my monitor. Whoa, whoa, calm down. It takes like 5 seconds, and you have a reputation for those kinds of builds, you know? He makes a disgruntled sound and stares hard at me. I got lucky. Typical Terran players, I'm taking back my— What are you yelling back there? Didn't I tell you to sit in the back room an hour ago? Stop screaming at our customers and go do something useful. Lord have mercy. Wait, he was working here? What? Without warning, the woman at the front desk paints Stunt a bright red from across the room. She glares at him for a moment longer before ducking back behind the counter. Talk about lousy bosses. His anger replaces modesty. Stunt scratches behind his head. The middle schoolers are mostly dispersed, evidently destroyed by the cruel realization that their Protoss god can bleed. Sorry. That's my mom. Anyway, you beat me. Let me go get your cash. That's right, Dongseng. Hand over the wand. Anyway. His mom? Even worse. I guess I could see the resemblance minus the bleached hair. Explains how you unlocked my PC at least. Actually, wait. I didn't come here for a bet match. What? But we just played one. I didn't have to pay you then? What? No. I'm recruiting for a new team. Excel mentioned that you were a free agent and I wanted to see if you'd join up. I guess he thought it'd be funny to trick me into a bet match with you. A foreign team? Why didn't you just send me a message or something? No, a Korean one. And Excel said you probably assumed I was a fangirl and blocked me. Although I get the feeling that's just an excuse for this whole setup. Can we just keep this simple? What if I had lost? Stunt pauses and reaches for his phone. Distracted or no, he manages to carry on the conversation. Nah, blocking you sounds like something I do. Anyway, who else have you got? We've got... Wait, Jet is technically still on VIP. Can I tell him that she's planning to leave? Why would we tell someone? Why didn't I think of this ahead of time? You've got... We have some good place back to sign and a sponsor in the works. Nothing official. We're keeping everything under wraps until then. Sounds sketchy. A mystery sponsor and mystery players? He doesn't seem convinced. I can hardly blame him. This sort of thing is unfortunately common in esports. But Excel did vouch for you. That's worth something. And you beat me. The future Protoss Bonjour. Okay, that's definitely a Korean term. I'll have to look that up. Bonjour. Here we go. The Korean term for a player who dominates the StarCraft scene for a long time. A Bonjour has a very high win rate and successive championship wins. So far, StarCraft's only Bonjours have been Terran and Zerg players. And Mach is a Terran, so it makes sense, and Jet is a Zerg as well. So, and then Excel is also a Terran. And, whereas he is a... Whereas Stunt is Stunt and the guy we beat before, Bolt, they are both Protosses. So of course they're gonna be pretty low with that. And then APM from earlier, that means average number of actions made at least made every minute. Top players generally have at least 300 APM and often more. Whoa, that's fast. Okay, let's go back. Alright. Once we've got 4 players as a management, we're going to pick up a team house. You'll need to live and practice with us. I blink once, look away, and take a tactical pause. Oh, if your mom will let you move out, that is. He rises to my bait and straightens up, both fists clenched. You're damn right she's going to let me. Alright, consider me signed. If you've got a room and enough money to pay for food, we're in business. Sam pauses and lowers himself from the tips of his toes. What's the team called, by the way? Like I said, it's a work in progress. I'll let you know when it's picked out. If we're not named yet, I want to say in it. How about Azure Blaze Phoenix Snipers? What? Even kids? Isn't a shonen anime? Yeah, probably not. While Stunt rebels in the afterglow of being signed to a StarCraft team, a thought occurs to me. Wait, don't you go to school? Let's just say I'm between schools right now. I don't bother trying to divulge any more information. If you could live in the team house and perform, that's good enough for me. Girl, what are you thinking? I have a feeling Jet is gonna flip out the moment she hears about this. Oh god. Let's see what happens. Some promising young pros deferred school for Brood War back in the day, and if StarCraft doesn't work out for him, at least he's got a future cleaning up stomping grounds. You have such a cruel streak, Mach! Oh my god, where did that come from? Right. The mistress won't last for long, I promise. I'll be in touch if I need you to show up somewhere. Okay, I'm gonna hit you up for practice games tonight, if that's cool. Be online. Sounds good. Welcome aboard. The fiery Protoss player lifts his chin for a final grin before heading into one of the PC Bong's back rooms, probably to grab a broom and dustpan. I grace Stunt's mom with an innocent expression on my way out. She answers my smile with a glare sharp enough to make the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Of course! Of course. Your son just yelled at me, and now you're suspicious of the foreigner that just signed you up for possibly the biggest opportunity in your life. So, yeah, of course you'd be suspicious. I step outside and suck in a deep breath, relieved. The warm afternoon air is sweet and feels good in my lungs. One down. Hey! That's one! Hey, menu music. Okay. The stairway to my apartment was empty as usual. Sometimes it feels like I'm the only person living in this building. You probably are. Isolation was a major concern when I was first picky about coming overseas. If my Korean wasn't passable, it'd be practically impossible for me to be anything but lonely. That's something I don't need to worry about anymore, I suppose. Seoul's proven to be vibrant, crowded, and busy. Everything but life back home wasn't. Something as simple as crossing the street can be exciting for someone who's never been in an urban environment for more than a few hours at a time. It sounds stupid, but it's true. Still, before meeting Excel and Jet, I barely talked to anyone offline. StarCraft's one-on-one nature doesn't exactly lend itself to social introductions. It'd be easy to get in touch with the foreigner community out here, but I have very little desire to skulk around bars with jaded English teachers and washed-up businessmen. Why bother? I sink into my chair and jam a spacebar a few times to wake up my PC. I practiced enough at Golden Stillfire after recruiting with Stunt, so I don't bother loading up StarCraft. Jet was pleased to hear about my new pickup. Told me it was smart to hold off on telling Stunt who she was, too. I'm so she'll announce her plans at her own time. She'll have to once we picked up our last player at any rate. With a few clicks of staring at a common StarCraft fan site. The most interesting stuff that goes on in the scene gets posted here. What people vote as the best rises to the top of the page. I don't know if I've visited the Korean community sites, I like them just fine, but I prefer to read English when I get the chance. But no matter where you choose to get your StarCraft news, you'll find no shortage of netizens sharing their opinions on which player is awful or why the game is imbalanced. That's basically me in Overwatch, though in case it's more for me the character fandom than the competitive side of things, but I'm starting to get back into that now that I have a bit more free time. And right now I'm even playing the Smash 4 stream of EVO on my iPad right now on the side, so yeah. I'm guilty, and oh my god, Zero made it to the finals for Smash 4. This guy's good with Diddy Kong. If you've not seen him play with Diddy Kong on Smash 4, he is a pro. Oh my god, Larry's went in the final too. Oh my god. And he's a great Fox player. If you've not seen either of these guys play Fox and Diddy Kong, go watch them now. Get on Twitch at least or get on the EVO site and watch it, because they're in the winners final right now, and it looks really good. And it's a really tight matchup right now. But anyway, I am so distracted, I apologize. But then again, that's what competitive gaming does. It really tests your focus. Here we go. Today seems to be no exception. Foreign pro gamer just called it quits, and the comments about him are ridiculously scathing. And again, Redditors can be really cruel. Sure, he's underperforming recently, but people forget just how much time and passion gets put into even a mediocre professional's career. The worst part is that most people talking smack are either low leaguers or don't play the game at all. That's so true, actually. I mean, most people who do talk like that, they never play the game themselves, or they don't personally invest in it. So that's why I sympathize with gamers when they're just off their form and they decide to pick it up again later on, a few decades later, or something else. They just want to go back to being off the grid, being in normal life, or going casual. I take out my phone, hoping to find something on it to distract me from the mindless masses. No texts, no new emails. Same as when I last checked 15 minutes ago. It's been a while since I chatted with my friends from back home. Most of them know about my esports aspirations, but none of them really get it. Which is very true. I mean, you're more likely to find people in college, but even that could be really sparse. I mean, thankfully, I had friends who actually were in the competitive scene. Like, I think maybe I came across maybe 5 or 6 people in my time at university. But even that's pretty small. Like, that's really, really tiny compared to the huge population that I was in. And then this VGTC, the tournament club that we have in the university, where I think maybe at most, maybe like 10 or 12 people are consistent members because they actually compete. But yeah. There's 2 reactions when someone learns that you play video games full time. Either they roll their eyes, or they tell you how lucky you are. I tried to explain to the latter that playing StarCraft really isn't fun in the traditional sense. Winning can be satisfying, but the game is too stressful to actually be called fun. At least for me. It beats a boring minimum wage job, but it sure as hell isn't easy and pays less for all but the best. Yeah, did I mention that between games and Star League streams? Pretty much everyone I went to high school with is enrolled in college. When I hear about their great social lives and internships, I can't help but feel jealous. I'll probably end up going eventually. It's something I can make looking from games when I'm 30. Believe it or not, you'll be surprised. There actually have been some 30-year-olds that make money off of this. I think even JTRC, I think he's in his 30s, or even some EO champions that are in their 30s and still playing full time. So I wouldn't discount that per se, especially nowadays. But yeah, and then, I mean, I've even come across some college students who have gone into gaming like that. Almost like maybe like part-time. So for those who were even thinking of competing, even I myself have been thinking of competing, but those who are thinking of competing, especially in the big leagues, don't give up on your dreams just like that. And give it a shot. I mean, even if you got that demographic against you, whether you're not Asian or you're not male, cis or cis or transgender male, or even just you just picked up the game and you really are still learning, don't give up on those dreams. You don't have to be necessarily in something like EVO or those giant game tourneys. You can start local, start small, and most importantly, as long as you have a community that backs you up and you make sure you have fun behind it, that's the most important thing. Because the reason why a lot of gamers tend to burn out from these competitions is because they forget the fun that they had in the game in the first place. So remember that you have some drive and you have fun with the game. I mean, take a look at Swoozy06. I mean, he's probably not doing it as frequently as he used to, but he's still a professional gamer nevertheless. He has titles behind his belt. Whether you got those titles a decade ago, or last year, or even this year, you did it. That skill is within you. So, don't give up no matter what your age is. It may look impractical to everybody else, but if it means something to you, don't give up on it. I mean, I'm coming into Twitch late in the game. This is only the second video of SC2VN that's ever been uploaded to Twitch. And yet here I am producing it. So, yeah. Don't give up, peeps. Stay strong. Really, it just makes me upset whenever people give up on their dreams like that. I mean, I almost didn't graduate college at one point, but I did it. 2 months ago, I did it. So, if I can graduate, so can you fulfill your dreams. So, that's all I'm gonna say about that. 5 or 6 years of StarCraft, and then you're left with the dregs of your prize money and sore wrists, and hopefully leave some friends and fond memories. With a look back on the computer screen, I noticed that my inbox is a message awaiting. A click, and I'm staring at a piece of hate mail, one of several I've already received this month. It's something I've had to deal with pretty much my entire life. The things really amped up when my stream hit 500 viewers for the first time. Gosh. There's not much to say other than that I'm used to this sort of thing by now. I quit streaming to focus on improving for my own sake, not for the idiots who send me stuff like this. At least this is what I tell myself. It's hard to know for sure. Most people who follow StarCraft know less about the game itself than they do about people playing it. I don't think that I'm expected to constantly bear the scrutiny of strangers. Amen, sister. Oh, my friend texted me. Yeah, thanks for enjoying it. Oh, here we go. So here's some stuff. My brother has told me some strange and hilarious stuff you can find on Reddit. Rooster Teeth built their company off of games, which is very true. A lot of really good games come from Rooster Teeth. 3 for Free has rec packs and Halo 5 supports competitive teams, which is very, very true. For those who do not watch Halo Online, do it. It's really cool, and plus you get some really good codes from that too, even if you're not competing, so that's cool. Check out Snipe Down is a big Halo player, and... Aw, buddy! Yeah, college definitely is hard. I mean, there's different challenges to it, whether it's gaming or college. I mean, gamers have to be resilient. And for us gamers especially, we have to carry the resilience over to everything, whether it's making a living, or playing it, or trying to get that A in that college course. So that's very, very true. So thank you, Matt, for that commentary. So that's really much needed right now. But it's very true. The community is what keeps the scene alive. I know it's wrong to loathe it, but simply knowing that doesn't make it easier not to. And I've come across that too. I actually used to host a regular radio show, and around the time of Gamergate, it started getting really difficult to talk about gaming issues, because I either had a contrary viewpoint, or they thought my credibility was not there because I wasn't a pro like what Mach was attempting to do. So, Oh, yeah. He said, freshman year was destroying me. Yeah, for me it was it was freshman year and sophomore year. Sophomore year was hard, and then, especially when I transferred, that was the hardest part for me because I was away from my friends, and I kind of considered a second family. But eventually I did adapt, and I think friends and games just really helped in that direction. And talking to people. Yeah, it's important to have people who stand by you. And yeah, those steps can feel really lonely at first, but if you decide to reach out, maybe you could go be like Mach and have an adventure like this where you actually randomly have friends and all of a sudden you're on adventures together and you do fun stuff, and who knows? And especially for those who are going to grad school later on. I mean, it feels like, it may feel like an impossible tournament situation, or to pull a Halo reference, like pulling a really hard matchup of Warzone Ultimate. Because you don't know if your teammates are going to be right behind you or they're having a super off day. But all you need to do is just jump in, say hi, and hope for the best. I'm having a lot of segues today, but I think this is why SC2VN was created, especially because of dialogue like this. So, Team 1111, if you happen to be jumping onto this, or happen to be aware of the stream, this is the conversation you're making, so I hope you are proud of what you've accomplished. With an impatient click, my PC groans off. I climb under my sheets and settle in for an early night's rest. The search continues tomorrow. But yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. These things could be a challenge. Gamergate, Gamergate was, like, it started off at first as a challenge on journal's credibility. I mean, you might recall IGN had something going on with a review of, I believe it was Saints Row 2, and a reviewer did an honest review of the game. It flopped, but IGN took down the review and then fired him, and then later on started analyzing like GameSpot and many other sites, and they had the exact same problem. And then it turned into how the gaming industry was talking about other backgrounds, such as women, people of color, big influences of the gaming industry that have leaned towards more the misogynistic thing, like the Quinspiracy that happened, for example, or the treatment of Felicia Day versus Aisha Tyler for the hosting of the DICE Awards. How the treatments were kind of different. And then pretty soon it just became a huge mess on the internet that Gamergate kind of pretty much lost its meaning. So that happened. And then I transferred I transferred from Bryn Mawr College, so up in Pennsylvania, and I'm from Delaware, so that was kind of a big move for me. And especially as a freshman, making friends is hard. You meet them in one semester and then you never see them again. If you're in a smaller university, you're lucky you're even able to see them again if they happen to pick the same major or the same programs as you. So, yeah, there's that going on. And I think out of all those 6 pro players that I've met, only one was in my major. And we never saw each other again until the occasional bump in a Smash 4 tournament. And then the last time I saw him was in graduation. I didn't even know he was an English major either. I thought he was comp sci, but it turned out majority of our friends who were competitive gamers were comp sci majors. We just happened to be the only English majors in the circle. So, and they graduated I think a year earlier than us. So there was that. And if your team isn't helping, I just pull Tartarus Gavel with Overshield and single-handedly take out the team. That's me in a nutshell. If my tag team isn't pulling off something, I'll pull my ultimate in Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, and hopefully gets the job done. That's basically me. Sometimes once it's done right, you do it yourself. Oh, man. I really need to get back to competitive gaming at some point. I'm really out of practice right now, but I hope to get back into it soon. So, looks like... Oh my god, 0-1 Smash 4. Congratulations. I believe this player is from Cuba. There's a lot more American gamers in the Smash 4 scene compared to Tekken. It's dominated by Korean and Japanese players. So, yeah. And then the grand final is happening pretty soon. So, wow. That was pretty intense. They were at it for a while. It was like 2-2. Neck and neck. But yeah, I think I'm going to go on for maybe another 10 minutes and then I'm going to end the stream. If you want to rewatch it, the previous episode's under my channel until Twitch. So I'm basically going to wait until Twitch comes back before I could post episode 2 on here. And then you'll see... And then you'll be able to see everything on Twitch. So, yeah. That's going to be going on. Twitch. I hope Twitch gets fixed up tonight so I can post this tomorrow, and then I'll do a vodcast around this time tomorrow, so that way all of my international viewers can at least catch it. And then episode 3, when it comes on later on in the day, I'll do episode 3 right after that, so that way it keeps it consistent. Looks like I actually might do every single day for the rest of my summer until come fall when I do continuing ed stuff. So, okay. I wake up to the sound of rain against my window. Judging by the light, it's morning. It dawns on me that I was supposed to play stunt in a few practice games last night. Whoops. Probably not a great move to blow off the player I just recruited. Breakfast this morning is cold as usual, or at least since I took a chance on some street food. Street food! Whee! It was actually pretty good, but I ended up sick for a few days. I stuck with cereal in the morning since then. I hope everything is working out on Jet's end. Good management, even a single sponsor, will take us a long way. Agree. Almost transferred, but university lost a transcript in the mail, so the college I was applying, she never received it. Yeah, almost the exact same thing happened to me when I was trying to do the other way around, so... Funny, this is a common issue. I don't know if it's an East Coast thing or what. All I could do is focus on the task at hand, finding talent. I put it in my bowl once I've emptied it and locked my apartment on the way out. I wonder what it's like living in your own apartment. On your own, you don't even think yourself to do a mental conversation all the time. My jacket's hood fell up against the rain for most of the way, but my hair ended up soaked in the end. That would be a nightmare for my hair, and it's not even done. I shake my head dry once I'm inside, much to the annoyance of the guy at the Golden Stone's front desk. The cafe is largely empty on most weekdays, at least before school's let out. With a bit of searching, I find Excel reclined drowsily in a computer chair that he must have wheeled over to the lounge area. I bet he'd rather be sleeping in the Crash Team house, but Excel said he didn't have time to meet me any later. He yawns and waves me over. I pull up a chair from a nearby PC and sit beside him, plenty to choose from when the place is this empty. Do they not have umbrellas outside of Korea? Good question. No? Everyone just sprints from place to place if it rains. I carry a Totoro umbrella, so I do it. But yeah, most Americans don't really do it too often. I've seen mostly hoodies, though. Universities, however, there's an increase in umbrella usage, so... but then it just drops after graduation. It's funny. So anyway, stunt agreed? Yeah, it'll make the big pickup even easier since I actually got the player to point to. I wish Jet would hurry up and ditch her team already. Excel raises an eyebrow and shakes his head at me. She can't do that yet. Jet has a contract. It has to be over soon, right? Why else would she be putting together a team if she wouldn't be able to play on it? They vary. Most contracts last either 6 months or a year. Best case scenario, she'll be free at the end of the month. That makes sense. The Victory Star League wouldn't let anyone with a contract play without their team's approval. But maybe there's no rule against registering ahead of time? Whew. Yeah, I'm still looking for a job, to be honest. So, not the only one. But, if I get enough people on Twitch, maybe this could be a little supplemental income, but I'm not expecting it. This is just for fun. And also, it's a very little touch demographic, visual novels, at least on Twitch. YouTube, not as bad, so we'll see. Whatever. I'm sure that Jack has figured this out already. Right. Anyway, you said you're gonna lead in the next player, yeah? Yep. Guy named Reva. Flits in and out of top 8 on the ladder. He's won at least a dozen online tournaments this year. Wow. What race does he play? Here's the best part. He plays all 3. His Terran's the strongest, but he's known to switch between races during a long set. He'll even play random. Gosh, that's really good. Reva plays Zerg, Terran, and Protoss? Whoa, that sounds too good to be true. But this is where it gets weird. He's never turned up to a tournament in person, only plays online. Some people speculate that Reva's just an alias for a top player. I'm not convinced though. He's got a specific play style. He's almost like playing against a highly advanced AI. Strong mechanically, but only goes for standard macro games. Okay, let me see if I got macro correct. Let me take a look. Macro. Control of economic timings of the game's flow. Necessary for every player. This favor passive or defensive strategies to focus on macro. Yeah, that's about it. Not to be confused with micro, which is local specialized events and unit control. Though necessary for every player, those favor aggressive for tricky strategies to focus on micro. Gives us macro management and micromanagement. So there we go. I love the word bourgeois. It's really cool. Huh. Tower of God. Graphic novel and the author's workaholic. Writes a few chapters every week for the... Oh my gosh! That guy's fast. Yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Thanks for the recommendation. So how am I going to get in touch with him? Other teams have to have gone after a player that good. It won't be easy, but I've got a plan. Not another bet match, please. It worked, didn't it? No, not this time. Reva's in a mean win streak in an online King of the Hill. 12 wins in a row. That's really good! Granted, most of his games have been against foreigners. It's based in Europe, so it's a weird hour for us. Point is, I'm going to enter tonight. So I beat him, and then you just have to convince him to join the team? Hold on, I didn't say anything about beating him. I mean, if you do, I'm not going to complain. You're going to play an honorable macro game. Reva hates anything that's non-standard. Cheese, rushes, aggressive timings, all-ins, one-base builds, that sort of thing. So you're going to play a slow, economy-based game instead. But if I play in the game in the exact same style he's used to, won't I get stomped? Maybe, but it's your only chance to get on his good side. Play him, show off your skill, chat him up, and recruit him. You make it sound so easy. Hey, find your own players if you don't like it. I'm sure there are tons of strategy forum scrubs willing to try out. Harsh! He does have a point. Guess I'm staying in tonight. Fair enough. By the way, what are you so busy with this afternoon? Team League practice. Gotta drill a Zerg of ours to step Team Kane Terranace. The match is half a week away. Until then, practice, practice, practice. That's how we do it. This is easy facade. I can tell that Excel doesn't seem too pleased with the circumstance. Right then. Any final tips against Reva before I go practice tonight? Yeah, hope you like Mach. That's all I could do not to groan. My favorite! Fun. Oh, man. The admin said it should be more than 5 minutes now. Reva just got finished extending his record to 13 wins. Ooh. Is this the Writing Tower of God? I'm curious. The only thing I got to focus on before the game is to build my nerves. Especially the nerves. Oh my gosh. You need nerves of steel to play these games. Most players, myself included, tend to get a little bit jittery before a high-stakes match. Even I do! Oh my gosh. And sometimes it's not even high up on the ladder and I get jitters right away. That's how I lose so easily. That's one thing I really need to work on once I get back into tournaments again. It's a more serious issue with live events with all the lights and cameras and cheering fans, but can happen in an online setting just as easily. The King of the Hill is broadcasted in a commentated live stream. The channel hosting it isn't particularly popular, but the exposure can't hurt. Unless I get beat. Really, really badly. Looks like the game is getting started. In the pre-game lobby, Reva remains utterly silent even after I offer a friendly GLGL. Whatever. Let's get this going. Reva. Guides their opponents with Mach, can play all 3 races, can easily be a hacker. Alright, time to show Reva and everybody else that's watching what I've made of. I'm watching my scout cross the map when a thought occurs to me. If this guy supposedly hates rushes, I should be able to score a pretty easy win against him with one. There's a specific proxy that works really well on this map. Especially against the type of play that Excel described Reva as. I might risk angering the person I'm trying to recruit though. So the game is being broadcast online. If I win, there's a chance that I could earn enough credit to find another player anyway. Do I really want to go against Excel's advice? It's only one game after all. I knew it! A choice! Ah! But oh my gosh, that is a jerkish move. That is a really jerkish move. Come on, why would you put that on me? So yeah, here's the gameplay of this game. So essentially, this is a visual novel, which means it is mainly a plot-based story. I guess the best way we could think about it is it's like Mass Effect, but without the strength of that morality meter and without the action in between. It's mainly dialogue. And in this case, this game is mainly whatchamacallit? It's predetermined set of actions. So if you press one thing, that's the result you're gonna get. It's if there's no two ways about it. Sometimes the choice you make can turn into a bad ending, or it could lead into something else, which leads to a good ending, or leads to another series of choices that could affect everything based on what choice you already did. So I guess a better allegory is Walking Dead, since it's more point and click, but then also you got dialogue options. But yeah, visual novels tend to be a variety of topics. This one happens to cover the esports scene. Most famous ones tend to be horror, like the Corpse Party series, or Misao. Other ones tend to be romantic. The majority tends to be romantic, like Kara no Shoujo, or Dramatical Murder, or Kusoge. There's many different types of visual novels. This is one that kind of is on the rare side. The most famous visual novel would have to be Clannad. The one that has the anime that's based on. That's actually based on a romantic visual novel. And last year, I believe, was its 10th anniversary, so they released the visual novel for the first time in the United States, because most people had to emulate it in order to be able to play it here in the States. But they released it for the first time in the US, at the same time as they did an expanded anime on it with after story and a short OVA based on the series. So that's basically what visual novels are. If you are curious about other visual novels, I definitely recommend Eric Van Wilderman's playthrough of whatchamacallit, Quartz Party. That's a really good example of a visual novel. Another one is Asagao Academy, which is based on Normal Boots, if you want a bit more English-based. So, yeah, the West it's not really a Westerners type of game. It's mostly it started in Japan, and then it got more popular in Korea, and then eventually came to the West. SC2VN is an American production, so it's not as fancy as compared to Eastern games, because this one, you could actually, like in Japanese games, you could actually go back and see what dialogue actually occurred, and then you could actually listen to, some of these even go as far as voice acting. Like this one, the most you could do is configure the game, load data, save data, and then return, and the most fancy it gets is a glossary, but that's about it. And some of the animations. But some you can actually see past dialogue or like modify sounds, like even configuration. If we could take a look at that. Let's see. Configuration, the most fancy it gets is like doing full screen or windowed, music volume, sound effects, and text speed. Some even go as far as key presses, or even if you want to hear the dialogue of a character or not. It's very, very fancy in Eastern type of games. But of course, you need a bigger team for engineering something like that compared to the US. So the US only recently got into doing games like these, so it's not really a thing here, at least not yet. But it's starting to be. Like I mentioned earlier, Asagao Academy is another US production company that does these another visual novel based in America, but it's a Japanese twist to it. But yeah, a lot of the famous ones are in Japan, like Dramatical Murder, Quartz Party, and I just remembered another one. It's hilarious. I recommend you watch that one if you want something a bit more funny, but it just fits that visual novel perfectly. Actually, two of them, Kusoge and Hatofu Boyfriend. Hatofu Boyfriend is the most hilarious visual novel I've ever come across. It is infamous in game communities just for that sheer strange humor. And just one bad end that's just so hilarious that I'm not gonna spoil it. It's just too good. But yeah, you're a human girl that's dating pigeons. That's a Tofu Boyfriend. A Tofu Boyfriend. But yeah, look this up. Kusoge. Kusoge is another good one, which is actually a big giant parody of every single otaku trope within this one stereotypical character after another, and just making fun of itself. It's just wonderful. Cuphead. I have seen videos of Cuphead. I have not played it yet, but Cuphead looks beautiful, especially with the way it's imitating that 1930s animation style. But yeah, I really want to take a look at that game for myself, because I love animated style games, or those that try to take more risks when it comes to animation. I forget which game it is, but there was one for the PS3 that you had where you had characters that were Matryoshka dolls or Matryoshka-like dolls, and you could play different roles with them. It was pretty fun to do. Like, it was only a demo that I played, but it was so much fun that I wanted to get the full version of the game, but I just didn't have enough money for it. I think it's still available online, so I'm gonna download it. And then there was another one that came to mind. Skullgirls, I think was what it's called. It was one of those 2D fighting games. But it's gotten really popular ever since then, so I bet the control sets might have changed ever since. And then there was Kingdom Hearts, in particular, Kingdom Hearts 3. It's really gotten daring, especially with the recent Toy Story footage that came out, because it really reminded me of the movie itself. It was just awesome. Like, Toy Sora looks so adorable, and yet somehow the way the graphics looked, it looks exactly like the original film. That really impressed me, that Square Enix went that far to make sure Sora and the gang really blended into the setting. So I'm shelling out my money for Kingdom Hearts 3, like the collector's edition. I'm serious. I'm saving up money for 2018, and it's gonna be like 2018 is gonna be like haul year. Oh, okay. So Cuphead's coming out in December on Xbox and PC. In that case, I might have to start doing wineskin on my Mac, or just actually, I am building a PC next year. That's a joke. I'm building a PC next year, so there is that. So yeah, that's coming up on my collection soon. So anyway, so on the one hand, so we got basically between a rock and a hard place. We gotta choose either preparing for a drawn-out match using economy-based gameplay, but it's the only way we can get Reva recruited, or snag a quick win with our typical cheeses, but we could risk losing Reva as a potential player in our team, considering that he's basically the golden player, that he can play all three types equally as well. So, which one do we do? And I think this would be an awesome note to end on. So, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Thank you so much for watching it. Gonna exit here. But yeah, this is actually a good place to end on. I hope you all really enjoyed this episode. I mean, this one was hands down full of tricky decision making. But yes, thank you especially to Matt for the conversations we've been having online. So let's see. When they'll have the original dub for English dub for the KH3, I know Jesse McCartney, Hiljo Osmond have already confirmed. I don't know how about Hayden Panettiere. I know it's his original language for the game, but it's how I grew up with Disney. Me too. The English version was how I first got into the game, especially when Kingdom Hearts 1 got into the greatest hits category. That's how I first got exposed to the game. That and the ads. But then, without Kingdom Hearts, I definitely will say that my Disney roster would have been 10 times narrower compared to now. So yeah, I think they're starting on it right now. Because I think Jesse McCartney did like a tweet a few months earlier saying that he was already recording dialogue. In terms of stuff like for Master Xehanort, I don't know if they come across somebody for Leonard Nimoy and Keisuke Onizuka yet for Master Xehanort, if he does appear in the game, because that could make or break as to how the story even pans out in the first place. Because I bet that was one problem they came across right away when they were trying to switch to Unreal 4, and then all of a sudden, oh, two of our major actors on both sides of the globe have passed away. What were we supposed to do? So, yeah, there's that. But yeah, I'm going to end it right here. I've been rambling so much this episode, but I hope you enjoyed it. If you're curious about other stuff that I've done, Discord, PlayStation, and Twitch go under this name of the channel. Whenever Twitch is working, I will upload this entire stream uncut over there as well. So, and I'll do a vodcast before doing episode 3. And I also have Twitter and Spotify, so there's that. And I have a blog, mahokanobich.blogspot.com, and I do audio live streams on Mixlr. Plan to do ones on Fridays, and I did one yesterday for a review of Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and Spider-Man Homecoming yesterday. So if you want to check that out, go on the Mixlr site. And if you have any requests for topics or things you want me to talk about, or just things you want me to explore, like back to with Rooster Teeth and Rooster Teeth, Gamergate, and Tower of God. Tower of God, definitely gonna check that out, and Cuphead. Feel free to tag me with the hashtag MaximumChord, or just put on a YouTube comment. Even I read pretty religiously online, so I hope you take advantage of that and just don't be shy and say hello. So for those watching at night, see you, Space Cowboys. For those watching this morning, hope you have a wonderful day, and stay gold, my friends. Peace out.